Hello Dave is brought to you ad-free by my supporters on Patreon. Become a Patreon yourself and get your name listed as a supporter at the end of every video by following the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It's time to have a look at what's been going on in Elite, on the channel, and everywhere else in general. First of all, I'd have mentioned in a previous Hello Dave the whole fact that Elite is not going to get any major updates in the before 2020, so we're going to have to wait for a significant amount of time before we see any major updates. There's still been a lot of people who come to me and asked if, do you think fleet carriers are still going to come early because they said they were almost done with that? What about ice planets, and what do I think? And I can't actually recall if I'd gone over this in Hello Dave already or not, but I thought I would just give my my view on, and this is of course just my pure speculations, on what I think will come in the 2020 update. First of all, I personally don't think that that we're going to see fleet carriers or ice planets or anything like that before the 2020 update. I think we're going to see this, they're going to save this up, because what it seems to me the Frontier is doing is they're trying to kind of give let Elite kind of go a little bit on the back burner, let it die down a little bit, and then they will then give it this huge revive at the end of 2020 with this massive update. I mean, this is something they would at that time probably been working on for almost 2 years, so I would expect it to be on the size of a pretty much a standalone game. I mean, this would have to be on the size of, at the very least, when we got Horizons, where we got like engineers and landable planets and all that stuff. So I think they're going to, first of all, fleet carriers, I'm almost certain that's going to be part of the 2020 updates. Ice planets, which were also pulled from 3.3, I think it's going to be there, but not only ice planets. I think now that they have some more time, instead of saying, now we do ice planets, the next patch we're going to do some other types of planets, I think they're going to do a full rework of all the planet types, enhancing the visuals on the planets, making them a little bit more, I guess, explorable. I mean, planets are still fun to drive around on, but many of them look very similar, which I guess would be realistic, but still, I think we're going to see a full rework of many of the planets. Other than that, there would have to be some pretty major additions to the game, and of course the two major ones that that everybody's talking about is space legs, and it is landing on atmospheric planets. Which one of them it is, I'm not sure. If it's both of them, of course, I'm not sure either. Personally, I think that space legs is a good guess. How widespread it's going to be, I have my doubts. I don't think we're going to see like walk around on planets, walk around in ships, walk around in stations, go out on EVAs and fly around in your spacesuit outside your ship. All of that, I don't think we're going to see that much in the game in just one patch. I think it's more likely that we're going to see the ability to walk around in certain areas. It might be stations, and it might be fleet carriers, or it might be ships. It might be, I don't think planets is that likely, but I think it's basically mainly gonna be ships and or stations. One of the two or both, I don't know. EVA, I don't know. I mean, they would have to find something. I mean, my point is they would have to be able to add some gameplay around it other than just being visuals. I mean, there's not a lot, unless they add something completely new to planets, there's not a lot you would gain from going out and walking around on the planet that you wouldn't be able to do in your SRV. But I could see that it could add some gameplay if you would be able to walk around in a station. Maybe instead of you just having everything in a UI, you would have the option to go out and actually go and talk to, if you want to go to the material trader, you go and you talk to the material trader who has a stand at the station or something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines, I could see that could potentially be added, but of course they would have to add more than just moving the UIs around to locations of the station. They would have to add some gameplay around it. So I don't know, maybe there's going to be missions that require you to go and do something on foot on a station. I don't know. We've seen some leaked videos of like characters, like fully animated characters, fully voiced characters giving a mission briefing. Personally, I think that is part of the new player experience overhaul, that they're gonna do some very like fine-tuned missions for the new players when they come into the game, so they get a understanding of the game. Because the way it is right now, it is still voiced, but it's just basically just a ship talking to you over the radio, and the information is really lacking. You pretty much have to know the game before you can understand what's going on in the tutorial. So I think those are going to be part of that. But I think definitely fleet carriers. I think we're going to get a full rework. I hope we're going to get a full rework of all the landable planets now in terms of graphic wise, and then some kind of, hopefully, I think space lace is most likely. They might do atmospheric landing on barren worlds, so I don't think we're going to see atmospheric landing on planets that has a lot of like forest and wildlife just yet. I think if they're gonna start out, we might see it just landing on barren worlds. So something like what Mars is today, there's still an atmosphere, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be added here, but it all depends. Again, 2 years of development time is a lot, and if I think back 2 years, what Frontier's been able to add to Elite Dangerous over the last 2 years, it's actually not an insignificant amount of content. They definitely have added a lot to the game. So getting all that in one big patch is definitely going to be pretty much making Elite Dangerous a completely new game. But I'm definitely keeping my eye out whenever we get some information. I don't think we're going to see anything anytime soon. I think they're going to be focusing on the new player content, and then they're going to move over and do some quality of life updates, smaller things. But I don't think we're going to see anything this year, any significant news at least this year, about what's going to come there at the end of 2020. But anyway, I have other things I also want to talk about. Last week, actually last Saturday, I launched a video on the first video I did in the Skyrim The Adventures of Ranash series, and I got a lot of positive feedback, and it was really fun getting into Skyrim again, and play that a game that I played like extensively in the past. So it was really good getting into that and playing that again. A lot of you guys commented on the video that we really recommend that I mod the game. I am working on modding it. I hope I can get some mostly work going for visual mods, getting that to work for the next video, so we can get a little bit prettier game to look at. But again, I am mainly playing the video for the role-playing aspect, and you guys really seem to like that approach. So that's definitely something that I'll try to keep going. And I just wanted to say thank you for all the positive feedback on that. It was a bit of a gamble from my side to try and go with something so different from what I normally do. That's not necessarily space related, but feedback was very positive. So that's definitely a series that will be continuing. Another thing I want to talk about is nothing that has nothing to do with my channel directly. It kind of has, but you might have seen this around. Whenever I do giveaways, I always use a site called Gleam. It's a quite neat site. It's pretty good at detecting like dual account when people sign up twice, and it pretty much handles everything for you. And you can go in and you can set up like sign up requirements. So say you have to be subscribed to a channel in order to sign up and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why I've been using it. But now YouTube are saying that they are not going to allow to use that because they think, or they say, that it's gonna add fake engagements. That it's gonna ask people to comment on a video, subscribe to a channel, without them actually wanting to. And I could guess that I can see the point in that, but it's still a little annoying because YouTube don't have their own alternative to this, making doing giveaways a lot more difficult. The best alternative I can see right now is making a Google form that I could then use and then pull winners from that. But then I wouldn't be able to, like, I would have to figure out how I would then publish the winners, and it's just gonna make everything a lot more difficult when it comes to doing giveaways. So even though I do love doing giveaways for you guys, giving you guys a chance to win some stuff whenever I can get my hands on something, I guess I have to sit and think about what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it in the future, so YouTube don't get mad. And since I've always put a link to that in the description, I guess it also gives an explanation to why many of the review videos are not doing as well as I would expect them to. Often when I do reviews, the numbers are a little underwhelming, but if I always have a link to a Gleam site in the description, that would make sense why the YouTube almighty algorithm would tone that video down and not serve it to as many people as it otherwise would. So that's something that I'm working on, trying to figure out how I can still do giveaways. I mean, it's a shame that it has to be so much work just to give you guys free stuff. I mean, all I want to do is just give away free stuff, and apparently that is something that's going to be a little bit more difficult now. But I'll probably figure out a solution, and then hopefully we can I can still do giveaways whenever I get something to give you guys. Final thing is, I just want to talk about live streams. Business as usual, of course. I have a live stream tomorrow. What I will be streaming, I haven't actually decided yet. You see, I'm kind of torn between two projects. I set down two roads right now. And one of them is the whole Raxlar and all that stuff going on there. There's definitely a lot of stuff to still search. There's a lot of stuff to still go and look at there. And I have some things I want to complete before I go and continue that project. But I have both some very interesting information that a lot of you guys have been sending me information. Whenever you found something interesting, you've been sending it to me. I've been collecting a lot of it as I can. And at the moment, I just can't keep up with the information inflow, and the video output is just not quick enough. I just can't do the videos. I do have videos coming out with some rather interesting information regarding a certain character that was killed in game a few years back. Some of you may already be able to guess it, but I think that's still a project. But I also want to do a video on that where I kind of give my thoughts on how the whole thing's going to work. Basically, just here is just my thoughts, just putting it out so you guys can either agree or disagree, and just to try and start a discussion about it. But that's also something I could do, of course, do live. We have to do some work on that. So that's one project. And the other project is the one that I've also been working on a lot when in my live streams. It's the whole Alpha Strike build, trying to figure out a good way to do a ton of damage in a very short amount of time. Last time we tried out the shock cannons, which are fun, but for PvE they have a problems with ammo amount, and the damage wasn't as great at long range as I'd hoped they would be. But oh well. So I have some other ideas with like doing a cannon rail kind of combination build, which could be fun to try that out as well. But exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow, I don't know. It could be diving into some of the Raxel thing. It could be diving into the whole cannon rail build. I also want to work on figuring out an efficient method to kill scouts very quickly. A lot of you guys have suggested AX multi-cannon turrets. Tried the turrets, not a big fan. They do work, no doubt about it, but I feel like I could do better with just straight up gimbaled weapons. So I don't know. I might also go and test some of that out, which is also vaguely related to the Raxler thing. But that will all be, again, I'll come into more detail with that in a dedicated video when I get around to do that. So exactly what's going to happen on the live stream tomorrow, I don't know. I think I'm going to go and look at the scouts, but you're more than welcome to put a comment in the comment section below if you have something you are more or less interested in, so that I can kind of get a feeling for which projects you guys like the most, because then I'll be live streaming those and then run the other projects a little bit more off camera and still do like dedicated videos whenever there's something to show. But anyway, regardless of what's going to happen tomorrow, I hope you will tune in. It's of course at 8 o'clock in game time as usual. And I should also quickly remember that next week's live stream is of course the mining event. So I'll begin to contact all the people who've signed up and begin to collect information and get that thing ready, so we can have the big mine-a-thon next week, which I am really looking forward to, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, that's going to be it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.